boys and girls, it's Mrs. Szewc to talk to you today about math and measurement. Today's lesson, if we were at school, we would have talked about how you can tell which object is longer. For example, right now you might see my dog laying over there in front of the door. That's her favorite spot to lay during the day. And right now you can see about how long she is by the way that she's laying. And from here, if I put my fingers like this, doesn't it look like she's only about that long? Isn't that funny? Because I'm really not measuring. I also have a marker in my hand. If I hold this up, it looks like this marker is longer than my dog. It is because the objects are not right next to each other. This object is closer to me, so it appears longer. If I really put this down next to my dog, you would see that my dog is much longer than this marker. So for math today, for your math lesson, you're going to use one object, like a marker. Okay, I've got my fancy blue one. It's one of my favorites. And my orange one. Okay. And they are both the same size. They're both the same brand. They're the same size. So I'm going to use these two markers to help me measure and see which object is longer. So I gathered a bunch of things from my house today just to use. So my trusty pencil that I write with all the time. The first thing that I need to do is I need to make sure the end of this pencil is lined up with the end of this marker. Okay, I'm going to move this one over just a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to use this remote for the ceiling fan. Okay. So when I look at the pencil, I can see that there's this much of a pencil. That pencil is longer than this marker. And when I look here, this is a remote for my ceiling fan in my living room. I can see that the ceiling fan remote is actually shorter than the marker. So what does this tell you? It tells me that the pencil is the longer object. I can see that because it's longer than the marker. Let's try a different one. Got a pair of sunglasses. These are my husband's. So I'm going to be careful and line them up. Actually, I'm going to turn these around because I can. And make sure that end is with the end of the marker. Okay, see, it hangs a little bit. So I already know the sunglasses are longer than the marker. But what about when I compare it to... I've got some other surprises over here I don't want you to see just yet. What if I compare it to the envelope? Now which one is longer? Yeah, that envelope is much longer than the marker and much longer than the sunglasses. Even though the sunglasses are longer than the marker, the envelope is much longer. Let's try the last one I have for you today. And this one's a special one because I got this clip from one of my students as a present this year. So I got that one right out of, it's right here in my drawer of my kitchen. So I got that one out on purpose because I wanted her to see this. So here is my clip from my student Chloe. Okay, here I am lined up with that marker. I can see that this chip clip, well, that's what I've been using it for, my potato chips, is shorter than the marker. So now I show the other marker. I'm going to use the spoon. Okay, so the spoon is longer than the marker. The chip clip, clip is shorter than the marker. So that tells me that the spoon is longer than the clip. Okay, so remember, when you look closely, it might appear from far away, things like this spoon is longer than my dog. But as you get closer, here is the spoon. And here is my dog. So make sure they're lined up and always use something else to compare it to. Bye for now.